Let's go back in the history books here and talk about how this man, Louis XIV, changed Versailles from a modest hunting lodge to the most opulent palace in Europe. King Louis XIII, he's the one that built Versailles. It was built as his hunting lodge. It was about 12 miles southwest of Paris, and it's just where he wanted to go to hunt. There was no political, no cultural reference. It was just a place to escape. Then in 1661, along comes King Louis XIV, and he decides to expand it, make it more grand, opulent, to show his absolute power. Over several decades, he expanded it into the most opulent palace in Europe. It was a centralization of his power and just a symbol of royal grandeur. By 1682, Louis XIV had officially moved his government and his royal court to the palace, making it the de facto capital of France. Nobles were required to live there for part of the year, which kept them dependent on King Louis XIV. And they were distracted. They were politically weak because they were distracted by all of the court rituals. While Versailles is seen as this glorified thing abroad, back home, the French people are struggling. To build, to construct, to maintain Versailles was astronomical, and it really hurt France's finances. The extravagant spending, especially by Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI, really had the French people resenting them, which kind of led to a little problem. By the late 18th century, France is in a severe economic crisis. There's debt from wars, there are poor harvests, there's just widespread famine, and then the opulence right in front of them, not far from Paris, of Versailles. In 1789, the French Revolution began, and the royal family were forced to leave Versailles under a lot of pressure from revolutionaries, particularly the Women's March on Versailles. They had to go back to Paris. In 1793, we see Marie Antoinette and King Louis XVI led to the guillotine, which ends the monarchy. Just wanted to share. It's always good to know history.